This podcast is made specifically for 3 people. If more than 3 people listen to the podcast, I have to pay iTunes $100. I signed up for a weird deal, so I don't know. I guess I got duped. And they need that cash flow because they're making a new iPhone every year, and they're good. They're going buck wild with these plugs. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this in the headlines? Next year's iPhone is only going to be chargeable by a specific type of plug that's like only used in air traffic control towers. And you have to have it or you're not going to be able to charge your phone. And don't think they're going to put it in the box when you buy the phone. Why would you think that? How entitled you are. You're not getting anything. If somebody having that experience every single year justifies me paying Apple so much money just because more than 3 people listen to my podcast, then so be it. You know, it's a fair trade. That's what life is all about, is making trades. It's about making deals. And this week, America made a deal with one of 2 people. One of 2 different organisms. I don't know if you're aware of these particular life forms who have really, I'll say it, they've really made a name for themselves. You've heard of them, so that's pretty good. That already, they get points for that. And then after that, it starts to diverge a little bit. After that, it's hard to find much to agree on. My problem is, I just think they're both so good. So I didn't know what to do in the voting booth. I panicked and I cried. And then I went back in, and then I accidentally voted for Jill Stein. The truth is, I'm actually recording this a week before, so I don't know who won yet. But condolences to you and congratulations. You can take both, you can take neither. I don't give a fuck. Because it doesn't really matter who wins. All that matters is that we're all having a good time. And I'm just, that's my finger on the pulse. That's the read I'm getting. Everybody seems really normal and well adjusted about this. Now, this is coming from someone who minimizes their time on Twitter. So that's probably why I think that. And also, I don't pay attention to anything that's happening around me. I actually just fell down a sewer manhole. That's where I'm recording this. I'm saying this as in the time capsule from the past, but this Ann Seltzer poll came out, which is regarded as highly reliable, putting Kamala ahead in Iowa. The reason I'm bringing up the Iowa thing is because I have to believe that it's actually portentous of what's going to happen, so I can manifest that timeline. That's how democracy works. I don't really think manifesting works, unfortunately, so it doesn't really explain any unexpected thing that happens in your life. Like, how does it explain 9/11? The guys who did 9/11 obviously manifested it. They had an idea, they put it in action. But if collective manifestation is steering the course of events throughout human history, then, well, obviously it isn't. Because none of us were like, it'd be crazy if there was a 9/11 today. So I think when it comes to democracy, it doesn't matter what you believe, because it just comes down to that cold, hard data. Unless certain states don't like the data, then they can just pretend it doesn't exist. It'll be fine, democracy, it'll be fine. As long as you vote for the right one. So vote for me, vote for a bag of chips. I don't care. I mean, I care about the outcome, but I just personally don't care because you're just gonna do it anyway. I can't stop you. I've never convinced anyone to change them. In all of the arguments I've ever had, I don't think I've ever convinced anyone on anything ever. But it's great that we have a forum for doing that, and it's sort of the most prominent, public space for discourse on Earth. And it's controlled by a weird alien toddler. And that's why the world is a better place, and we're all convincing each other of things all the time. That's why we're talking to each other 24/7. Life has objectively gotten better since the advent of this technological phenomenon, right? Oh, it isn't? Oh, shit. Well, we're just in too deep at this point. Guess we'll just keep getting worse forever. Guess we'll just keep getting more mad and miserable forever. It seems like a perfectly good trajectory. The con to changing that is you'd have to actually change the way that you behave and the way you live your life in a really deep, fundamental way. In order for us to all stop being crazy, everybody individually has to figure out how to stop being crazy. That's going to take forever. So the con to doing it basically is, well, you have to actually do it. The pro is that you usher in a new era of human enlightenment, or something equally cool. It's too hard to do. I'd rather just go on Twitter. I'd rather look at a picture of a mouse and get mad. I'll just see like a picture of a mouse and I'm like, fuck this. So that's really all that's going on. I don't think anything else is going on anywhere else. I can make up something that happened if you want. We gotta pad the news segment somehow, which I always do in every episode. Everybody, it's a fixture of the podcast. Okay? I always start with the Jon Stewart style monologue. Today in Boise, at the airport, a dog and a cat both sneezed at the exact same time, and it sounded exactly the same. And it was actually captured on video. But we couldn't get the rights to the video, or the audio, so I can't play it for you. I was actually specifically told to go fuck myself when I requested it, but, you know, they lent it to CBS News, they gave it to ABC, they gave it to NBC. All these guys are cashing in on this incredible footage of these two beautiful animals. But I guess I'm not trusted? And in finance, all of your money has been converted into Xbox Live gamer points. If you don't have Xbox Live, you do now. The government gave you an Xbox Live account. That's the only way to get any of your money. It's just a new restructuring thing that's going on. Frankly, probably fiat currency is kind of on its way out. Before we can get to a BRICS model, we have to put everything in Xbox Live. It's like we're putting your money just somewhere where it's good for now, and we'll figure something out later. So heads up for that. It takes effect immediately. So, in other news, what else? I don't know. I can rack my brain. How about quarterback Jerry Jarenson of the Chicago Beans? He threw a ball through a wall and it went through the wall. It phased through a solid object. Scientists looked at the ball. It's just a normal ball. What they've concluded is it's just a freak thing that happens sometimes. It has to do with atoms. That's what they said. And for Dolphin news, just the latest story we've heard is the Dolphins are still at it. They're still going for it. They're still doing what they do. No changes to Dolphin status. Moving over now, I guess, to be perfectly honest, this seems like an appropriate time to contact Chuck Charles, our eye in the sky traffic copter. I didn't schedule a hit with him, but he's always in that helicopter day and night, so I might as well hedge my bet that he's up there and he's willing to give us a traffic report. Pulling him up here on the line. Chuck Charles, my man, Chuck Charles, are you up there in the sky, my friend?
Yo. What's going on? Yeah, man, I was in bed, I was sleeping. Was I supposed to be doing traffic?
No, you weren't technically supposed to be doing traffic, but I know you do it, recreationally. You're kind of a strange guy. That's something I know about you.
By most measures, man, I'm more normal than you. I have a real job that helps people. What do you do?
Okay, well, it sounds like you're not getting very good sleep. You sound a little bit combative. Maybe you're tired. I'm sorry. I mean, it's only 9:22 at night. I owe Slurp Vinyl Lipstick $1,000 because I said that. God damn it. Why is this legal contract so weird? Why is everybody so weird? I'm normal. I'm not the kind of person who's going to be like, oh, if you read the time, you owe me $1,000 because I invented the idea of reading the time. Can you believe this, Chuck Charles?
I've been up all day, all night trying to make bread, okay?
Trying to make bread? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I've been trying to make bread for the last 72 hours. I don't know how to do it. I can't figure it out.
Did you look up a recipe? Did you look online?
No, I thought it was just easy. I thought I could just figure it out, so I'm trying to do it from scratch.
So you're just putting random ingredients together and thinking maybe this time it'll make bread.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good approach. Man, I really thought you were smarter. I feel like somebody who's in a helicopter every day should be smart.
Why do you think that? It's not that hard.
Well, the fact that, like, this is your approach to making food makes me think you might be at the intelligence level of, like, opening the door of the helicopter and just walking out because you don't understand how gravity works.
Look, that only happened a few times, and it was over 3 different circuses happening with trampolines.
Wow, I'm not going to question that at all. Because you've never lied to me. And you're not lying to me now, right? Like, you're really not in a helicopter, right?
Oh, absolutely. I was fast asleep in bed, nightcap on, a warm glass of milk, and yeah, I was snoozing away, so...
So you say, Chuck Charles. But I myself happen to pick up on a little clue which suggests you may not be telling the truth.
And what would that be?
On your iPhone, you have location sharing on. The only way I can imagine you're moving with this at this speed and you're asleep is that you're on a plane. And clearly you're not on a plane because you're contacting me. So your phone should be in airplane mode, which is definitely a real thing, and it's just not a thing that airlines make up. I don't think it's real. I'm pretty sure it's just to get you to buy Wi-Fi. I'm probably wrong about that because it's probably been around for longer than onboard Wi-Fi has been around, but...
Man, do you need me for this? Can I go?
Okay, well, can you just explain yourself, please?
Yeah, I lied. I'm in the helicopter. I'm just enjoying... I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I go up in the helicopter. I enjoy the view of the traffic, but I don't want to talk about it. Traffic is more than just a job. It's a part of me. It's what I live for.
Really?
No! Yeah, I'm not in a helicopter, you dumbass. How do you think a helicopter stays in the air 24/7?
I don't know. I thought you had, like, refueling planes, like Air Force One, in case of a nuclear event. I don't know. I just made that up.
Yeah, you make a lot of things up.
Well, so do you. You just bamboozled me. You just led me down the primrose path of thinking you're in a helicopter, and then you're like, no, I'm actually in bed. So how do you explain your location moving at an incredible speed over land?
Are you sure you're not looking at the NORAD Santa Tracker replay from last Christmas again?
I don't... Oh, I am looking at the NORAD Santa Tracker. Sorry, but it was set to like a sick beat. That's why I was watching it. I just had that playing in the background. I forgot. Well, I'm sorry. Well, do you want to just go back to sleep or do you want to get in a helicopter?
No, I don't want to get in a helicopter, man. Come on.
Alright, I'm sorry. But basically, out of all the things that I learned about you just now, the only thing that like really sticks with me and kind of makes me think twice about you is the fact that you have to have warm milk before bed. Okay, well look, I'm coming out the other end of this feeling kind of bad. I feel bad that I obviously really intruded on your privacy. You gotta understand, like, from my perspective, I don't really view you as a human being. Like, you're just kind of a tool that I use to extract information about where the traffic is. You know, our relationship doesn't go beyond that. When you watch the local news, you don't see the anchor in the studio talking to someone doing a remote live shot being like, hey, how are you? How are you holding up? How are you doing? You're never gonna see it. So, did he fall asleep? Is he asleep? He's sleeping. Alright, well, I'll just hang up the phone on Chuck Charles. Look, I don't like for my relationships with other people to be like this. This isn't how I plan things to go. Like, nobody with a personality defect is like, yeah, I'm fucked up on purpose. I did it to myself on purpose. The reality is, a bunch of stuff happened to you when you were really young, and it imprinted on your brain, and you don't even remember half of it. So you're just like, I guess I'm a little fucker. Everybody at some level, they're like, I'm just a little fucker, aren't I? There's something at the core of you that's rotten, and it's like, this is my little fucker coming out. Sorry. Basically use that to replace the idea of like the devil in me or like a demon. It's neither of those. It's just a little fucker in there. Because you're a human being with a human brain. And you're just plagued by certain ways of thinking. And there's nothing you can really do about it other than to abstain. To not try to like engineer a way out of it. Because engineering is part of it. And the closest you can come to do that is just acknowledging how that works. Acknowledging the nature of the dice roll aspect of the universe. Basically, the way you can go about your life operating this way in a practical way, if somebody cuts you off in traffic, you can be like, oh, that must be because a bug ate the part of his brain that makes him not be an asshole on the road. And when in doubt, just be like, oh, if I don't understand this situation, a bug ate the part of my brain that allows me to understand it. I'll just remember that. I'll just operate as if that's the truth. Because if you think of somebody having a brain worm, like, don't you think for, like, RFK, don't you think that grants him, like, 10% more, like, empathy and understanding? Like, oh, he's like that because of the goddamn brain worm, obviously. It's not like it's not playing a role in the situation that is RFK. So just think of everybody like that. Everybody's got a weird brain worm. The reason that explanation works is because an actual physical brain worm is just as physically predestined as anything else that has ever happened. It's part of the whole fabric. So even if you go a few layers of causation back, it's still just physical stuff of bumping into each other. So it doesn't... who gives a shit? So I censored myself. I didn't say fuck, I said shit. Now I'm getting demonetized. Now, because I said that, I owe iTunes $200. Nobody else has this deal. It's just me. When I swear, I owe them money. When I get too many listeners, I owe them money. I'm 5,000 in the hole because of these fucks. God damn it, I owe... Fuck! No! I have to stop? I don't know. I feel like I gotta bring out Slurp Von Lipstick. I will cede control over to Slurp Von Lipstick, and he can do what he does best. I mean, it's not really what he does best, though. He's actually better at playing harmonica than he is at checking the time. I've heard him play. He's not good at that, but I'm saying it's still, like, a little bit better than how well he does at checking the time. I mean, I understand that, like, he reads the time from a clock, so, like, that part is actually accurate. It just, he stuffs a lot of bullshit into it. Like, I don't know if you know this, but Slurp Von Lipstick has been posting, like, little TikTok 5-second bites of time check, where it's just, you know, it's just him saying the time. Those are getting millions of views. Meanwhile, this podcast, it's only getting 4 to 5 listeners every week. So... explain that. Maybe our friend here, Slurp Von Lipstick, can do just that. Maybe he can explain. Ladies and gentlemen, Slurp Von Lipstick. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've been here since 6 a.m. Yeah, I kind of treat coming here like it's going to the airport. You know, I like to get here like 13 hours early, just in case something happens. Like, not that it usually does, but... maybe I'll, like, fall in a hole somewhere, or I'll get kidnapped. It's like I need that 13-hour cushion for something like that to happen. If you have an analog clock, you might have missed the time change. I've made my voice heard. I've weighed in on the whole daylight saving issue. Frankly, I don't think it should be a thing. I think it's complicated. Here's what I'm proposing. A worldwide time zone in which the time never changes. It's always one. Because that way nobody feels like their life is passing by. Nobody feels like they're losing anything. The only reason you feel bad about anything is because time is passing. And you're thinking, this bad thing I'm experiencing, it's extending into the dimension of time. But if you stop believing in time, you'll have a perfect life. You'll be just like the Dolphins. I'm not bringing up Dolphins just because the desktop background on this computer is Dolphins. It's coming up organically. Just like me saying what time it is. You know, all that talk about the time, might as well give it to you. It's 9:54 p.m. And so, oh, the timeline's lighting up. I didn't even solicit calls. Let me see who's calling. Hello? You're on with time.
Yeah, hey, it's me, Chuck Charles.
Oh, hey. We've never interacted before.
I'm the guy in the helicopter all the time.
No, it's just I don't listen to the rest of the show. I just listen to the time checks. You know, I go through them to see what I can do better. So I'm not listening to the other segment. I'm not listening to the traffic part. But I'm sure it's really good, you know?
Yeah, well, it's not.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the honesty. Well, so what are you calling for? Sorry to say that so rudely. Let me try it again.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. I was really rude.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what, let me try just like a different delivery, a different tone. So, why are you calling me?
Okay, that's worse. That's worse than the first time.
Why are you calling me? Why? Why are you calling? Sorry, I'm getting way too in my own head about it now. I need to let it go. I need to be free. What made you be, why did you, why?
Okay, you know what? I'll just answer the question, okay? I'll tell you why I'm calling. I haven't filled out my open enrollment for health insurance for next year. And we work together, so I thought you'd have the form. I never got it.
Oh, I got it as a PDF. Did you get it as a PDF?
No, I didn't get anything. I checked my work email, I checked my personal email.
Okay, well I have the PDF. I'll just send that to you.
That'd be great.
All right. I mean, the way that I was able to fill out the PDF was kind of complicated.
What do you mean?
I had to dive deep to figure out, like, how do you write on a PDF? The thing is, I kind of entered a fugue state and I don't remember how I did it. All I know is that I came to, and all of the correct options were selected. Well, I think most of them. I didn't go through all the pages. I think I didn't select baby insurance, but I don't have a baby. I'm wondering if it means, like, if I pick up someone else's baby and I drop the baby, I wonder if I'm covered in that situation. I don't know what baby insurance is.
Okay, I just got the PDF. I opened it in Adobe. I went to edit. I ended up paying them $65 a month to edit PDFs. But I don't remember doing it. It must have just happened during the course of our conversation. I have no memory of that.
See, something weird happens. Oh shit, I must have paid the $65 in. Damn, Adobe really hitting rock bottom.
Yeah, I registered Photoshop and when I used the clone tool, it asked me for a tip. And I was like, is it 15? Do you do 20? Do you do 15? I just clicked a button on my computer. I didn't know there was service involved in this.
Look, if you get the PDF, you're gonna figure it out. I figured it out, okay? Chuck Charles, I've had enough of this. I don't know. So yeah, that's time check. If you know of a better way of knowing what time it is than time check, let me know. The great thing about me is you don't have to set me back an hour. I'm giving you the correct time. And trust me, you don't want to have your actual physical body sent back an hour in time. A wizard did that to me one time, and it sucked. Because I went out to breakfast, it was a shitty breakfast, and then a wizard showed up where I was having breakfast, and he said, "Guess what, bitch? Abracabreakfast." And I was like, "What did you just say to me?" And he said, "Abracabreakfast." He said it twice. I repeated it twice, which means I had that same shitty breakfast 3 times. The eggs were they were underdone. Well, that's everything I had for you. Thank you so much for listening to Time Check. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's right. Put it together. That was Slurp on lipstick. By the way, I do want to provide a quick update to our Dolphin news segment. I just received a breaking story about the Dolphins. They're unionizing. Basically what that means is if you go to Busch Gardens, you have to tip the Dolphins 30%. It can be cash, it can be card. Dolphins take card. But I think we can all agree Dolphins should be more expensive to see. Basically from here on out, how it's going to work is that if you see a dolphin, even if you see a dolphin in the wild, even if you're David Attenborough making your documentary, making your little documentaries, even in that situation, you will get a Venmo money request, and it'll say from Dolphins. And it's just dolphin emoji, as in, you know, you saw me, pay up. That's how it's going to be from now on. We all have to get used to it. And we all have to get used to the result of whatever happened on Tuesday. So whether or not Kamala Harris or... who's the other guy? Dracula? But it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's the same people pulling the strings behind the scenes. That's right, I'm talking about dolphins. You thought the world was controlled by lizard people? You thought it was reptilians? It's not that at all, it's dolphins. Just know that it's the dolphins who are in control, regardless. I mean, the dolphins don't even have to do anything because the ocean is the majority of the planet. Talk about gerrymandering. If you take the dolphin districts, that's basically the whole fucking ocean. I think it would be good to see Steve Kornacki break down like how the entire ocean voted. Here's the thing, seahorses, as it turns out, they're mostly Republicans. But that surprises you, right? That would surprise me. Starfish, they have their own candidate. So, you wouldn't know about it. It's just an exclusive he's not going to win. I mean, he's going to split the vote a little bit. And all those, like, fucked up looking guys down at the bottom of the ocean. You know these guys are, like, free market type of guys. You could tell just by looking at them. So that's going to influence their vote. But hey, I don't know how it's going to turn out. But you do. And that really gives you power over me. It kind of turns me on a little bit. Like, hey, why don't you tell me who's going to be sitting in that Oval Office? Since you're, you know, in the future. Hey, you've been great, but that's all I have. All right, bye.